Welcome everybody to the 1997 Draft Series, coming to you live from Talladega Superspeedway, one of the most chaotic tracks on the year. I'm Michael Paz alongside Darien Arnsdorff, bringing you the action from the 2.66 mile beast in Lincoln, Alabama, known as Talladega Superspeedway. Darien, Talladega, you don't need to say much about it to know what's happening, do you?
It's not a track you need to explain a lot of, but it's certainly a track where you see a lot of things happen. 2.66 miles, the biggest oval on the calendar for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. And of course, in turn, one of the fastest. We can see speeds of up to 200 miles an hour here today. Pack racing like we saw back at Daytona at the start of the year. So a big accident is a big possibility at this race. We didn't see it at Daytona. We only saw one caution in the 500 due to a merging error with Joe Nemechek and Ron Hornaday Jr. But it doesn't mean that it can definitely happen. Last year's winner was Sterling Marlin. Got the win here in 96. Hasn't had a great run so far this season. He's only, I believe, 26 in points in the 42 for Sobco. So not really a great start to the year for Marlin.
But we look at Daytona's winner, the last Superspeedway race we did, Ernie Irvan. He's not had much better. He is 22nd, and after the win, he's only had one top 10 since a long way off from the top of the board, which is Dale Earnhardt Sr., who leads by 103 points over the 10 of Bobby Hamilton. In third, Morgan Shepherd, who in the 9 car has 2 wins in a row, looking for a third, coming back after some great performances at Willow Springs and Bristol. Top 5 would be Derek Cope. He's 223 points back off of Dale Sr. in the number 3. And 5th is rounded out by Jeff Gordon, 227 back. And there is definitely a big issue of points at this track. You can get 180 for winning, and you only get 34 for last. But you can go from first to last in a heartbeat, as we found out in Willow Springs.
Yeah, we've seen that a number of times, not only at tracks like this, but also just in general here. I think tracks like this, Daytona, Talladega, are tracks where we see that more than any other track. We've seen it plenty of times in the past of a driver starting up in the top 5 and ending up finishing in the 40s. So it's nothing that's surprising, as we could see it very easily here today. Speaking of last week's race at Willow Springs, Morgan Shepherd got the win, as we've already mentioned, 2 in a row. If he wins 3 in a row, not only will he have won 3 races in a row, which is already more than any other driver. He's already got more than any other driver with his 2 wins. He won at Martinsville, which is one of the slowest tracks on the schedule. Paperclip, half-mile track, very low speeds. He won at Willow Springs, a road course, a very technical road course in California. And now we're back here at Talladega in Alabama. How could you go to 3 such different tracks and be in a position where you could very easily go 3 for 3?
That would be quite the impressive thing he could do if he could pull that off and do that. But he's going to have a little bit of a challenge if he wants to try to make it 3 today, because he is starting 31st, well back in the field. As we take a look at your starting lineup, rookie Dale Earnhardt Jr. has the pole for today. And absolutely amazing. I wonder where he gets his plate prowess from.
Such a big question that certainly is hard to answer.
Well, he definitely outqualified his mentor, who's starting 23rd. As we look through the rest of the field, starting second, Bobby Labonte in the number 21. And in row 2, we're going to have the 42 of Sterling Marlin alongside the 22 of Mark Martin. 5th place is the 99 of Ricky Rudd alongside the 24 of David Green. Then in 7th, number 18, Joe Gibbs Pontiac, Michael Waltrip alongside Joe Nemechek in the number 87. And rounding out your top 10 will be the number 28 of Harry Gant, who's had a little bit of a slump this year with a recent DNQ, but he's back at it with that 9th, and then Ron Hornaday Jr. starting 10th.
Row number 6, we have Ken Schrader, who's had a very quiet season, but he's had a very good season, 7th in points in the 94 car for O'Reilly Autosport. He's starting next to the reigning champion, Terry Labonte. Jack Sprague, one of the Rookie of the Year contenders, starts in 13th. He's starting alongside Jeff Gordon, one of the favorites to win a championship this season. Row number 8, we see John Andretti and Robbie Gordon. Robbie Gordon hasn't really had a lot going for him this season. A top 20 start at Talladega could be the start he needs. Row number 9, we see Steve Park starting next to Jeff Burton. Rounding out the top 20, we see Mike Bliss. And Dale Earnhardt Incorporated is number 14 at Kevin Harvick.
Then in the second half of the field, we're going to have the number 10 at Bobby Hamilton, one of the guys high up in points, starting in the middle of the pack, alongside the 73 of Ricky Craven, who had one of the fastest practice times. And then in 23rd, Dale Sr., who we were talking about before, alongside the number 2 at Dale Jarrett. 25th will be the number 36 of Hermie Sadler, alongside the 17 of Ward Burton. 27th, Derek Cope, one of the main points contenders, alongside Toshio Suzuki, making another start after having a run of DNQs earlier in the season. And rounding out the top 30 will be the number 82 of Elliott Sadler, alongside Ted Musgrave.
Look at the rest of the field. We have 31st, our man who's won back-to-back, Morgan Shepherd, starting alongside Butch Gillen on row 16. Wally Dallenbach and Todd Bodine make up row number 17. Ernie Irvan, who won the Daytona 500. At the start of this season, he starts next to Randy LaJoie in row number 18. Row 19, we see Lyndon Amick, LaJoie's teammate, starting next to Mike Skinner, Ernie Irvan's teammate. Go down to row 20, and we see Johnny Benson Jr. starting next to Hut Strickland. Row 21 is Bill Elliott, who took a wild ride last week at Willow Springs. He's starting next to Jeff Purvis. And rounding out the field in the number 35 for Bahari is Chad Little in 43rd.
And speaking of Bahari...
So speaking of Bahari, actually, yeah. Same brain.
Their other driver, Rusty Wallace, is notably absent from the field. He did not have a good qualifying run. And unfortunately, he's been in such a slump that he did not make the race while his teammate did. And Rusty Wallace not making the race just feels weird, I would say, Darien.
Yeah, this is something that I don't think anyone expected to see this season. Like, we expected to see some possibly strange DNQs, but I don't think we expected anything along the lines of Rusty Wallace missing the race. So we see the DNQs. Joe Ruttman missed. Our North Carolina winner, Jeremy Mayfield, he also missed. So very poor stretch of races for Jeremy Mayfield. 2 DNQs in the last few races. Matt Kenseth, Jason Keller, Kyle Petty, Jerry Nadeau, Kevin LePage, Jimmy Spencer, League Speed, Jeff Green, Dick Trickle, and Donnie Neuenberger all missed this race. Although it's probably a good thing for the team owners' wallets, considering how we are here at Talladega.
Most expensive race of the year. Here we go. Ready to get things underway at Talladega International Superspeedway.
Who are we looking at? Who's our picks today, Michael?
Oh man, it could be anybody. That is an absolute definite. I'm kind of leaning towards the Earnhardts. One of those two. I have a feeling that we've seen them be absolute masters of superspeedway racing, and I have a feeling they'll continue to show that today.
See, I'm going for pure chaos more than anything whenever I make my picks. I'm picking the man who starts 41st and became an airplane last week. I'm picking Bill Elliott to win this race here today.
If he goes from an airplane to first, that'll be definitely one of the greatest turnarounds I think we've ever seen. Here we go. Through the tri-oval. That long anticipation as we await the green flag. To start it, we are underway at Talladega. Cars getting up to speed right now as they go through turns 1 and 2. Junior still has the preferred line. They go side by side for second, Sterling Marlin. And that's Labani right on the outside. Still picking up speed. We're going to go to about 190 miles an hour once these cars are fully up to speed. We see a little bit of moving further back, almost 3 wide already. Have the 24 in the middle of it. 18, Michael Waltrip. Got to the inside early. They're going to go 3 wide for third. Sterling Marlin already looking on the inside of the 48. He's got the lead. How long is he going to hold it, though? 18 of Michael Waltrip's been doing a good charge. Waltrip goes right behind the 42 car. Harry Gant going to try to go down the middle. Sterling Marlin blocks all 3 lanes. And across the line, here they go. Sterling Marlin leads lap number 1. And he gets in front of Ken Schrader. They go 4 wide further back. That's the 24, David Green. 18 got shuffled out immediately. He's going to lose a couple spots. We got a 3-car breakaway right now. Single file. 94, Ken Schrader going to break that. Going to go to the inside of Sterling Marlin for the lead. They go side by side. Although when it's 1 versus 1 like this, the inside lane prevails. Ken Schrader up to first. Jack Sprague currently going for second. Cars are going well below on the inside to try to get a run. Works for David Green. He looks like he might try to hold on to third. They go 3 wide though for third. And already another lead change as we start lap 3. Through turns 1 again, Ken Schrader holds the lead. Jack Sprague stays in second. Green prevails in third. They're battling 3 wide further back. Bobby Hamilton trying to clear that group. He does. Senior in 5th looking to do the same. There's David Green already on the inside of the number 1 of Jack Sprague. Going side by side for second. Sprague tried to clear the 24. Not able to do so. They stay side by side. Out of turn 4. And already the 43, Dale Senior's here. He's showing his prowess as a plate expert. Gonna try to go for third as Schrader still leads. Darien, it's only lap 4 and we've already seen so much movement.
This is insanity. How have we already had a 4 wide movement, and how, more importantly, are they still alive right now, is what I want to know. Ken Schrader leading the race, David Green, Dale Sr., Jack Sprague, and Hermie Sadler for top 5. Or no, Sprague is falling behind the 36s. Here comes the 33 of Terry Labonte. 3 wide behind him. The 17, the 46, and the 10. The 17 back down, and now David Green's going to go for the lead going into turn 3 and 4.
He's got help from Dale Sr., but for how long? He's going to go with Hermie Sadler to the inside.
Is Sadler going to go by himself? No, he won't. Oh, Green trying to get clear. Can't get it. Oh, my goodness.
Green tried to clear him, and I think... Actually, Green's going to hold on, lead that lap, but for how long? They go into turn 1 again. Senior's got the preferred lane. A lot more cars on the inside compared to the outside right now.
Yeah, so you typically see here at Daytona and Talladega. You see inside line is so much more dominant as now Senior going up your track, trying to side draft the 24, but that's going on to 36 to get to the inside. Watch the 33 of Terry Labonte. He could look to make it 4 wide. He doesn't. Hermie Sadler will take the lead in turn 3.
Coming from turns 3 and 4 right now, Terry Labonte moves up to second. We've got 2 Sobco cars working together. Mike Bliss in the 46. Oh! Bliss got abandoned by his teammate.
Marlin wants this for himself. He won here last year. He wants to go back-to-back here. But he needs to work with people if he wants to do that. We're only on lap 6 of 66.
And already we're going to look back at the back half of the field real quickly. Chad Little has lost the draft. And so is the 91 of Hutch Strickland. 2 cars losing it early.
The bad week just gets even worse for Bahari, the 35, the only car to make the race for that team, Rusty Wallace team, as we mentioned earlier.
And we got now, 4 wide.
4 wide. Oh my goodness.
The entire field is just in the middle of it. Let's go on board here with the number 4 of Jeff Burton. What is it like at 195 miles an hour?
This is horrifying.
He
I
is
cannot
so
imagine
close
what
to
it's like.
To the 10 car right now.
Average speed of 190.4 miles an hour from the leader, Hermie Sadler. And you can see this was sheer chaos of running and pack racing in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Burton finally gets down to the inside, looking on the inside of Michael Waltrip now. Oh my goodness.
And oh my gosh. Quick reminder.
Look at them just fan out.
That's the glory about Talladega, is that you can use every part of the racetrack, and it's so wide. That's a lot of room to go and try to find a new lane to get around somebody. The four wide.
Your top three. Look at this top three right now. Hermie Sadler, Sterling Marlin, Toshio Suzuki.
And they're going to go 3-1 for the lead.
Here comes Toshio. And now we have the 38 of Musgrave, the 4 of Burton, the 41 of Amick right behind him. You're going to try and give a push to the 88 of Suzuki. The Japanese driver, who was one of the earlier picks in the draft for Robert Yates Racing, is now in the lead. Here comes Lyndon Amick on the inside.
Remember, his teammate is the 9 of Morgan Shepherd, alongside the 28 of Harry Gant. If he somehow wins, I mean, we're very early to make a pick, but if Suzuki wins, that would still be 3 wins in a row for Robert Yates Racing.
It would be, and you could say the same thing if Harry Gant is to win this race as well. So, very possible it could happen.
I just know after the bad luck that Suzuki has had through this season, right now this has got to feel great out front.
And no one out front of him. Typically when no one's out front of him, that means he's lost a pack entirely. But now, he's in the lead of the race. As now Ken Schrader gets to the inside. Going to try and take the lead away from Suzuki as they come to the line. 57 laps to go. One thing we forgot to mention today, your window's only about 35, 36 laps. So it should be a one-stop race, but we'll see how they get along here. And I'm not going to choose to mention what has happened so far this season in those regards.
As we see the 94 Ken Schrader back out front. Harry Gant second. There's the 18. Once again, going for third. One thing I want to quickly mention out to, just to get in everybody's head, is that, you know, during this style of pack racing, you can see a lot of guys move up and forward all throughout the pack. But I think the main thing that we're going to have to see is who can consistently work their way up through the pack and still make those passes even when the field gets strung out in single file, like how we're seeing up front. I think that's going to be the key to who can go and win this race.
Yeah, very good point.
Oh, we got a smoker! We got a smoker!
We got a smoker!
46
car! 46,
car!
Mike Bliss! Mike Bliss is blown the hell up!
Oh. Is he going to be able to make it around?
Will he... Uh-oh.
Oh, it's going to be close, I think.
If he doesn't make it back, that's going to be a caution. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, he is done. Wait, not yet. He's going 30 miles an hour.
Where are the leaders? They are coming out of turn 2 right now. NASCAR is very reluctant to throw the caution right now. They are just praying he can get to pit road.
I think if we see the leaders, we're going to have to throw the caution. I don't know.
I think he's almost at pit road,
here
though.
they come.
Oh, no, he's getting on
he's
pit road.
There.
He's out of the way.
Oh!
Oh, my gosh.
Jesus!
Oh, my gosh.
Well, that was only mildly horrifying.
We made it through, and even though Mike Bliss's day is done, we can still say green.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
I believe we've had another car lose a draft in that debacle. I could be wrong, I think.
In the
I saw someone out of the pack.
We'll check back in a second, but in the meantime, Todd Bodine's worked his way up to third, and the field is getting very strung out. A lot of cars single file.
I don't know if that's because of the engine failure off the 46, but they are very, very single file right now. As here comes Bodine, going to look for second on Harry Gant. You see the 87, Joe Nemechek, trying to get a run on Craven.
Oh, Nemechek.
Benson, I'm sorry.
Just made himself known to the 37 car. 37 had to go a little bit wide, and Nemechek's going to go for fifth.
Starting to get a bit more double file, but they're still not as close as they were at the start of this race. We're on lap number 14 of 66 here at Talladega. And this is a lot calmer than I thought it would be so far. I mean, granted, we have had a lot of four wide.
Here, we'll see if anybody did lose the drafts. We got Strickland and Little, of course, at the tail end of the field. Butch Gilliland has started to lose it. Look at that, 3 seconds off his best
16.
lap alone in the pack. Then
This has just been a rough season for Butch Gilliland when you think about it, because like he was so close to winning at Richmond earlier this season, and then caution comes out as he's in the pits and traps pretty much the entire field a lap down, and he was just never able to recover from that since then. Like his season has been not that great in the grand scheme of things.
yeah, his best finish so far was 11th at Bristol. Nothing else has even been in the top 20. As we go back to the leaders, it is still Ken Schrader, who's been putting on a pretty good performance so far, holding off everybody, but Todd Bodine has worked his way up to second, leading the 18 and the 25.
Here comes Earnhardt on the inside, but he's all by himself.
Not going to work for Senior to this time. There's the 18. Michael Waltrip looking for second on the inside of the 40. And I think he should be able to clear out of turn 4. He might get some support here from the 43 and the 99 of Ricky Rudd.
But this is allowing the 94 to run away, which at these styles of tracks is not really a good thing. You don't want to have too big a lead. You don't want to let the run become too unmanageable for you to hold off. There's no Earnhardt Sr. moves into second place with Ricky Rudd behind him. Morgan Shepherd right behind him as well in the 9.
Rudd looking to go for second now on the inside of the 43, but 43 is going to shut the door. And that lead pack is starting to form up again.
They're getting a bit more antsy in the middle of this pack here. A lot more 3 wide starting to form.
Right now that's Nemechek leading that second lane. And the third lane just dissipated real quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough when you already know the inside is by far dominant of this style of racing. But if you're on the third line or even the fourth line, you're not going to have a fun time.
Yeah.
Get a lot more spread out among the top 7. They might go 3 wide here. Watch the 37. Can't get a run.
Ooh, 40 is doing some dramatic blocking on that number 37 car. Benson tried to look inside, and the 40 was not having it. And they're going to shove 2 of the, I'd say, strongest competitors in the last few weeks, Dale Sr. and the 9 of Morgan Shepherd, to the outside and roll on by. 5-6 cars go right past the 43. But remember, throughout all of this, nobody's gone and touched the 94.
Yeah, Schrader's led for a very long time so far. He's led since, I believe, like lap 7 or 8, I think it is. He's been very comfortable out in front in the 94 car. I'm very impressed with David Green as well, by the way, this season. Got called up this year via the draft to drive for Hendrick Motorsports. Rookie of the Year contender, running 10th in points overall, which is just unbelievable. 10th in points, leading all rookies in points. He's got, let's see here, he's got 3 top 10s, 6 top 20s, best finish of 7th back at Darlington. So it's not been like insanely amazing, but it's been very consistent. His worst finish, 33rd at Martinsville, which was when he had that wreck, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, besides Martinsville, it's been a really good stretch of races. We've always seen that 24, even if he's not up front, he's always somewhere up in that lead group. And that's just showing that Hendrick this year has had a really good selection of drivers. I think the lowest in points right now is the 5 of Ron Hornaday, who's actually in 5th right now.
You'd actually be incorrect. Just Steve Park, 25th in points.
Oh.
Hornaday is sitting 18th in points, and then Dale Jr. is 4th.
Yeah, and even still, with Steve Park, he's had good finishes. He's just had just as many bad finishes as good finishes. And unfortunately, it levels out to 25th.
Well, he's got 5 top 20s on the season, 1 top 10, 1 top 5, a 4th at, I believe, Darlington. Yeah, 4th at Darlington was his best finish. That's the only time he's finished in the top 10 this season. Next best finish after that is, I believe, 13th. Yeah, 13th at Martinsville 2 weeks ago.
And, not to look ahead, but we do have an interesting challenge coming up in the next few laps. 3 lapped cars. Gilliland, Strickland, and Little are already close to being lapped by the leaders.
Yeah, I don't think we really expected there to be, like, 3 cars off pace already, maybe 1 or 2, depending on who made the race, but a bit surprising to see 3 cars already out of the draft, I think.
I think we've got even more. The 11 has lost the draft as well. And so I think it's the 7.
7. Wow.
Yeah, this field is getting very strung
Daytona
out.
500 champion. Our Daytona 500 winner is out of the draft. As here comes Jeff Burton. Gonna look for second. Ricky Rudd behind him as well. He'll have Harry Gant with him. 4 cars on the inside, 2 on the outside. Hendrick is not gonna have fun here.
Yeah, the 2 Hendrick cars just got stuck to the outside. 99's going to go into the middle, and the 4 is going to cross multiple lanes at once. Get down to the inside, holds on to second.
It's like an elevator. You go from the top to the bottom so quickly here. You just gotta pray you don't wreck anyone.
Yeah, and thankfully so far, he didn't do that. So we see for 3rd, the 42 of Sterling Marlin on the inside of Harry Gant, that UPS car, and not able to make the move.
A lot of single file here at the front.
Yeah, we can see almost 25, 30 cars. Hello, Sterling. He goes well to the outside. I don't think that really benefited him. As Harry Gant stays in second, we've got the 2 car, Dale Jarrett, Petty Penske Enterprises. Right now.
We got a lot of winners up here in the top 10 right now from this season. Ricky Rudd, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton, Terry Labonte. A lot of people up here who have already won this season looking for their second of the year.
Quick shout out to Johnny Benson Jr., currently holding on to the top 10 in the K-Haas number 37 Red Bull Pontiac.
Krampus Haas hasn't really had a great season so far, from what I can recall. That's a very good job from the 37 of Benson, who is 37th in points right now. Has all of one top 10. In 8th place, or no, 6th place at the Daytona 500, and he's got 2 D&Qs this season as well.
Yeah, as drivers' careers develop, they start to have more specific tracks they start to be good at. For Johnny, I think it's plate tracks right now. And I mean, as a team owner, I'm pretty sure you got to think, okay, where are the tracks that my driver is best at, and how can we go and maximize the potential for him to go and get a good finish?
Yeah. And now, one thing I've always been a little confused about, actually, in personal opinion, because this has always been a sticking point to me. We only have 4 of these style races on the calendar. We have a lot more intermediates. We have a lot more short tracks. Why focus your development on super speedways when you need to be consistent over the whole season, and there's a lot more tracks around 1.5 miles, especially nowadays?
That's a good question we'll get to in just a second. We've got the leaders catching the lappers. Schrader on the inside of the 91. 28 tried to go high to get around him. I don't know how well that's going to work. There's Jack Sprague. He's going to move up to second. And Harry Gant is at the outside lane.
Oh my goodness. Sprague looking outside, trying to get the run on the 94. Not going to work out, I don't think. Now, these guys are not, like, off pace. They can keep the draft as long as they stay close to these leaders. So, we probably won't see them again for a while, but they are going to be up here as lap versus, oh my goodness, Schrader.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of 4 wide further back. That was the 18 and the 42. And then Ken Schrader taking some drastic moves to try to get around these lappers real quickly. But he's going to hold on to the lead. Clears the 37 of Johnny Benson as Suzuki goes into 3rd.
If I just trash talk Krampus Haas for no reason, and they end up winning this race, I'm going to look like the biggest moron in all of racing. Suzuki now to the inside, looking for second. On Johnny Benson Jr. all alone. Earnhardt on the outside. Here comes Ricky Rudd on the inside, being pushed by John Andre, trying to get a run up to the 94 of Ken Schrader.
And I just want to remind everybody, pit stops are suspected to be within a few laps. They said the fuel window was around 35 laps, and we're coming up on lap 30 right now.
You got to think very quick at this track. There's not really a lot of time to slow down. How difficult will it be for these guys to get down onto pit road?
It'll be a fun question we'll have to answer in just a few laps.
37 laps to go in this race. We already answered that question a few times this season. It said that these people can't drive when it's going to enter the pits.
Yeah, here's hoping. As we look back, only 30 cars are right now within 3 seconds of the leaders. 31st on back has started to lose the draft, or is a lap down. But most of the pack is together here right now in some variant of very terrifying 3 wide.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it always is here at these style tracks. It's just, you're almost always 3 wide, you're almost always 4 wide, you're almost always side by side with another car. You just gotta be so steady on the wheel, and at times it can be very difficult to do that, depending on either how the car is driving or just your own nerves getting to the best of you.
Yeah, And while we've been talking, John Andretti up to third. He has been quite the definition of up front or in last. And
he's glass cannon, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I should correct that. Not bad finishes per se, just D&Qs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's made 6 races this season, and while he does have a last place finish, that was last week at Willow Springs after an incident on pit road. I don't really know how to explain it, but every other race, the other 5 races, he has 5 top 20s in 5 other races, 2 of which being top 10s, one of them being a top 5, a 3rd place finish back at Bristol. So he's been very quick this season. He has an average finish of 16.67, which is one of the best in the entire series right now.
Yeah, that would, if we go by average finishes alone and compare that to the point standings, that would put him in the top 10, probably 8th in standings, which would be quite impressive were it not for the fact he were so low in owner's points and had to miss those races.
Yeah, now he's up to 31st in owner's points, and 31st is still not good. Keep in mind. Rusty Wallace missed this race. Joe Ruttman missed this race. Joe Ruttman's 28th in owner's points, and he missed this race. So, it's not a guarantee. Still being 31st, but it makes things easier at tracks not like this, you know?
Yeah. And in the back, there's Dale Sr. He's fallen to 22nd.
Should also mention, we are officially halfway at this race.
And as we go up, I think
33 laps to go.
I think we just caught another car. Yep, the 11 of Mike Skinner.
Look how far ahead the 94's gone because of this.
Yeah, 94... I don't know if we were expecting Ken Schrader to be the guy who was quite dominant on a plate race right now.
Yeah, that was probably like one of the last guys I expected. Like, he's been really good this season, don't get me wrong. He's 7th in points, but I don't think anyone really saw anything out of O'Reilly Autosport coming into this season.
And we'll just do a quick save right here. So we see the number 28 of Harry Gant. Looks like someone's finally taken the challenge to him. Ron Hornaday as well.
Watch the 5. Hornaday, big run for the 5. Can he get there? No, he can't. But Harry Gant will finally end the reign of terror that Ken Schrader has put on the field so far. Harry Gant now leads here at Talladega. And we could be seeing pit stops? No, not yet. Lap 35, coming up to 36. Gotta think it's gonna be soon.
And I think that's a good time for Harry Gant to go and take the lead if they are going to pit soon. As he pulls in front of the 36 of Ken Schrader. Jeff Gordon is finally up here in 3rd. Haven't seen him all day. Gordon's had that weird up and down kind of year.
Yeah. He won at Atlanta earlier in the season. That's really like the main thing he's done this season. He also pulled a Lightning McQueen back at Darlington. If you remember correctly.
Yes. I mean, he's still 5th in points, but it doesn't feel like we've seen that same level of Gordon. Or has he just been so dominant in previous years?
I think it's more growing pains because he's at Roush Fenway Racing now in the 6. So it's probably growing pains, but still 5th in points, 3 finishes outside the top 20, worst of 37. One of those was a top 20. He has 1 top 20, and then everything else is pretty much a top 5, although he has a 9th at Willow Springs last time out.
I've got a feeling we got a car coming to pit road soon.
Yep. Yeah, watch the 48 here, I think. Yep, here they
28,
come.
Harry Gant came to pit road. 28, 48, 99. About 6 cars for the first time. And the 92 of Jeff Purvis.
I didn't even notice Purvis made this race.
Gonna give him 2 seconds of fame right now. Currently back in 38th. And that split the field into 2 packs. Just those cars pitting alone.
Yeah, I think we're going to see even more cars come in here.
And
Lap 38 of 66.
Oh, yeah, the 98. Some of the guys in the back did. Dallenbach, LaJoy, Elliott. And the 40 of Todd Bodine took the lead in the process. There's 6 now coming into pit road. Up front, leading this time by Johnny Benson Jr. Gonna get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Terry Labonte.
Big deal for someone like Benson.
Yeah, those points are gonna be everything. He's actually only 5 points behind Lyndon Amick.
Oh wow, that could be huge then.
Yeah.
These guys are only taking, I think, 2 tires and a can of fuel. They're not filling up entirely.
Yeah, only 8-second stops. So
these guys still staying out in the top 3.
Caution! I don't think we need to say anything.
If we weren't live on broadcast, I would be saying very many naughty words right now. How does this keep happening to us? Of all series, it's only us. This is the 10th time this season. We're 10 races in.
Let's take a look back at what drives the commentators crazy.
Which one of these bumbling...
Jeff Gordon.
Jack Sprague and Jeff Gordon.
Oh, Sprague just dived in to the 6.
Sprague just killed him.
That's a I mean, still got a bit of damage to the 6, but that's a minor caution for Talladega.
I still can't believe this keeps happening to us. Like, this is just... This is typically something I rant about when we're on commercial. Now, I'm ranting about this now. We are 10 races into the season, and we had cautions on pit cycles 10 different times. How does this happen?
The many mysteries of the universe. As the 17 did have a tire failure, and he's on pit road right now. Ward Burton not having a good day. Here comes everybody else who didn't make their pit stop yet. Johnny Benson Jr. was the leader. We'll see where he comes out at the end of all this. As we look, the leader, I believe, is now listed as Hermie Sadler?
It's Hermie Sadler. Yeah, Hermie Sadler's leading this race. We'll get everything sorted out. You won't want to miss it. We're under 27 laps to go here at Talladega. Come join us again. See how much more insane I can get before we reach a checkered flag.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the NR2003 Draft Series at Talladega Superspeedway. While we were under caution, Jeff Gordon had a bit of a slow card, but he managed to get himself to pit road. He's back out after that wreck. 41st, I believe 2 laps down. No, sorry, just 1. And ready to go back. This time by Todd Bodine is your leader. Dale Jarrett 2nd, Ken Schrader 3rd, Johnny Benson Jr. 4th, and Terry Labonte your top 5. And the 17 has finally come out of on track, I believe. Yes, he has.
Yep, there he is. So how many cars do we have currently on the lead lap, not on the tail end? That's like the main thing that I'm curious.
30 cars.
30. So basically, it's a 30-car race as of right now, unless we get another yellow. Which, considering we're at Talladega, I'm not putting it past them to end this without wrecking.
Yeah. We've got about 6 cars on the inside. And 6
It'll be
cars.
23 laps to go on this restart.
Shout out to Todd Bodine. We saw him do pretty well last week at Willow Springs. He got 8th, and he's going to be leading us coming to green this time by.
Well, technically not. It'll be the control car of Ricky Craven.
Yep, just
As he is leading the outside line, he is control car. So here we go. 23 laps to go here at Talladega.
Green flag is out. We're back again. We already saw the 94 Ken Schrader try to go to the outside.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And the leaders are going to have to try to work their way through this.
Watch the 37. He's the first one on the inside. Or no, the two Dale Jarrett's actually on the inside before him. Dale Jarrett's going to get the lead.
Jarrett up to first. Following behind the 17, getting by all the 3 wide chaos. Which is the front half of the field.
Nothing on the ordinary here at Talladega.
Not at all. There's the 37 of Johnny Benson Jr. Looks like he's going to go to second. Terry should go to third. So come across the stripe this time.
Hamilton almost got himself wrecked back there.
And Johnny goes to the outside lane. And I think he's going to lose second to Terry. Yes, he is. You know a storm is brewing, though. You just know it.
You know it. Three of our top 4 guys in this race right now have won this season. Jarrett has won. Labonte has won. Hamilton has won. Benson up here is the only one out of the top 4 who hasn't won, but a lot of people on the inside has not won yet this season. Led by Toshio Suzuki, trying to get a run on the 10, can't get there just yet.
46 of 66, 21 to go. Is Mike Skinner trying to stay on the lead lap in front of the 33. But for how long?
I'm dumb. Ignore me. I'm having a day. Ever since that caution came out, my brain has just decided to not function. Here comes Hamilton to the inside.
Trying to close the gap between him and the 33 car there. Tied right up to second. Going to try to look for first when he can. Johnny Andretti might have something to say, though.
And he's pushed by the most dominant car today, Ken Schrader. This could get good.
Schrader pushes.
Schrader's going to look to make a move.
And he's going to take second.
Imagine if Michael Waltrip could win this race.
That'd be a great run for Joe Gibbs in that 18 car.
Waltrip has never won a points race in the Cup Series. Here comes Schrader for the lead.
And there's Dallenbach on the inside, but he's 1 lap down. As most of the field is 3 wide. Musgrave is on the lead lap, though. He could be trying to go for it. 36 of Hermie Sadler as well. He was 14th that time around. Now up to 3rd. Possibly 2nd. And Hermie Sadler On the inside of the 94, Ken Schrader.
You know, I am noticing one thing about Ken Schrader here. He has not won in the Winston Cup Series since Dover in 1991. 6 years was the last time Ken Schrader's been in victory lane. But right now it's looking like it might fall away. Hermie Sadler up front. Here comes Jack Sprague. And now 4 wide behind him. Here comes Harry Gant. Then I go 5 wide. Do not go 5 wide.
They still remain 4 wide. Chad Little still with Ted Musgrave. 4 wide kind of fizzling out as the 95 of Dallenbach goes further back. And
Here comes Green.
Resurging his way up to the front. Pole sitter Dale Earnhardt Jr.
4 wide again.
Oh boy.
Oh goodness. Please don't go 5. I'm begging you, do not go 5.
Oh, there's Jeff Gordon in the middle of that. Remember, he's got rear end damage.
Goodness.
Let's go right back in the middle again. Morgan Shepherd on board.
I think the worst person we could ride on board with, considering where he is in the pack.
He's right behind the number 43, Dale Sr., who's trying to work his way up through the field once again. Could be trying to get around the 88 of Toshio Suzuki.
Earnhardt and Shepard are like the 2 main guys you've seen in the championship so far this season.
They battle up
Although
front.
granted,
I saw the 20.
Earnhardt has not won yet this season. And now here comes Harry Gant. David Green into the lead.
Green out ahead by almost 2 car lengths. Or, sorry, 2 tenths. Gant battling for second with the 36.
3 wide once again. They're starting to calm down a little bit as the run goes on. But here comes Hamilton. Warburton is a lap down, I believe.
I think he's 2 down.
In the 17.
Remember,
Yeah,
he has
he's
that tire
42nd.
issue.
Yeah, 42nd place. As here comes Hamilton.
And Ward
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Gant and Green decide to shut the door.
Watch Earnhardt now. The 43 is coming.
Pushing along that 17 car. He's up to 3rd. Got around the 10. And who else is with him? The 9 of Morgan Shepherd. Who's going to go for 3rd?
Oh, but there he goes. Morgan Shepherd wants 3 in a row. Imagine the scenes. Martinsville to Willow Springs to now Talladega. Can he go 3 for 3?
That's Ernie Irvin, Daytona winner. He's a lap down, along with the 98 of Bill Elliott. And those lappers, they are keeping with the leaders, but I think they're kind of throwing the wrench in a lot of guys' day.
Yeah, they've been in the way quite a bit. We see Bill Elliott up here, who is a lap down. And now, oh God, here comes Shepherd.
Out of all the guys
Going
to
forward to his
fear,
teammate. Oh.
I don't think Morgan Shepherd, once again, was the guy we expected.
They never expect Morgan Shepherd. You know the reference, you're a legend.
We got Robert Gates,
Shepherd all over the
2-3.
back. The thing is, will they work together to try and get past the 24?
Teammate logic says, yes, you should. The last few laps of Talladega tend to say no.
You ask Parker Letzlaff what Chevrolet thought about his move. Here comes Shepard!
We got Jeff Burton and
And
Terry
Shepard will move
Labonte
into second.
forming up behind them. Looking to try to make the inside work again. But right now, it's the 24 and the 9. Coming up on lap number 55.
You've got the two Morgan McClure cars, nose to tail, Burton and Labonte.
All three of Robert Yates' cars are up here, I just realized. Toshio Suzuki's right behind Harry Gant.
Wait, Lyndon Damick's up here, the 41 for Diamond Ridge!
There's a lot more teammate work going on than than anticipated. But they go 4 wide behind.
Oh my goodness. I think I just saw the 77 for the first time today.
Robbie Gordon right in the middle of that pack. There's Dallenbach as well. He's a
Andretti
lapper.
Andretti almost hooked the 41.
Heartbeat's going up,
This is
intensity's
chaos.
going
Mike
up.
Skinner! Mike Skinner's moving past Shepard. Skinner's a lap down. He's dragging Harry again up to second place.
And hold on, I think I saw a lapper, potentially Kevin Harvick, lost the draft
Oh no.
early on once we restarted, and at 3 seconds slower than the field. I do believe we might see him before
We're
this
gonna
race
catch
is
him.
over.
They're going to catch him. We're coming up on 10 laps. They go, here comes Hermie Sadler looking for second place.
And Green
Or
with
not second.
Skinner.
He's already in second place. Yeah, they got the defenses.
Yeah, right now that 11 is a hindrance, but he's a big help to the 24. There's a 31 in third. Hermie Sadler makes the move. Michael Waltrip goes with him. So does the 25.
Here they come.
Green still able to shut the door. How many more times can he do that, though?
Michael Waltrip. Here comes Steve Park. Park trying
And
to
they
move up to
continue to
third.
shut the door.
Oh my goodness. Here comes Lyndon Amick.
Park clears for third. Dale Jarrett looking for fourth on the inside of the 18 car. Amick's going to get fifth.
Hendrick Motorsports has not won yet this season. Here comes Hermie Sadler. Oh my goodness. Hermie Sadler for MB2. He's going to have it with 8 laps to go at the line.
I think at this point it might just be opportunity. If you've got an opportunity to move up a position with somebody else, take it. And there's Dale Jarrett.
Here comes
He's doing
Jarrett.
just that.
They're going to be 3 wide coming to the line. Watch the 41 of Amick.
Across the line that time, it was the 36 by a very small margin, just 1/100th.
Lyndon Amick, what do you think he's feeling? The Gunny's Dash Series driver who's been promoted to the Cup Series. Running in second at Talladega.
And
Here
they're
comes
4
Schrader.
wide.
Oh my goodness! And there's a lap car! Kevin Harvick!
Johnny Benson Jr. on
Here
the
comes Schrader.
inside.
They're coming 3 wide again, number 9! Here comes Schrader for the lead! 7 to go!
And they're getting all 3, 4 wide up front as they're catching the lapper of Kevin Harvick. Schrader out front once again. He's been very good at holding off everybody. But can he do it for just a few more laps?
Needs to hold on just a bit longer. Here comes Toshio Suzuki!
They go on the outside of the 14 car. and get around him. As the 14 goes to the inside, holds up everybody.
That's going to be a huge breakaway. A huge breakaway for the 94 and the 88 with 7 to go. Coming up on 6.
And the gap is huge right now. As Johnny Benson Jr. gets to 3rd. Now it's to try to reel back in the 88 and the 94.
The thing is, will Suzuki be able to make a move? Just him alone. Ken Schrader's been so strong all day long. But here comes the 37 and the 4. The whole pack trying to close back in to the top 3.
Look at that. They're still trying to get themselves figured out right now. Good news for the 94 and the 88. But here comes a group of cars. Johnny Benson Jr., Jeff Burton, Joe Nemechek, the lapper, Mike Skinner, Bobby Labonte, Elliott Sadler trying to go with them as well. And they've caught Suzuki. Burton gets to the inside. Hope from the 11. Suzuki on the outside. We'll see what Jeff Burton is able to do. If he can catch that 94 car.
He'll need Skinner to not make a move, though. That's the thing. Can you trust the 11? Here comes Burton to the inside. Can he get the run? He has the run. Ken Schrader, meet your maker. It's Jeff Burton as they go through turn 3. Burton into the lead.
That was a great push from the 11 of Mike Skinner. Burton got some great help from that lapper car. Able to get a good enough momentum, make the move down the back stretch. And look at that, Jeff Burton out front. With just a few to go, Joe Nemechek right behind him, looking for the lead. 3 wide.
And then here comes Suzuki as well. Ward Burton, who's a lap down. Elliott Sadler, the 82 for Wood Brothers. Bobby Labonte's up here for Wood Brothers. Both Wood Brothers cars are in the fight for the win.
It is absolute chaos in the back right now. Everybody is 3 wide. There's a stretch of single file cars connecting these two groups together. We might see 4 wide.
Here comes Toshio Suzuki for the lead.
Elliott Sadler up to 2nd. We can get around the 87 car.
And now the 48 of Dale Earnhardt Jr., the pole sitter. Can he get there? Here comes Sadler. It'll be 3 laps to go this time by.
Sadler leads that time around. There's the 48. Sadler goes high to try to block the 88. Can he get down in front of the 48? No, he cannot. Here comes Dale Jr. and Mark Martin.
300 cars on the inside line. Farther back, you see the 5 and the 25. Nose to tail behind Chad Little. Here comes Mark Martin in the 22. Being pushed by last year's winner, Sterling Marlin. Martin trying to move into the lead. Bill Davis Racing trying to get their first win of 97.
So is Sopco, I'm pretty sure. They got a lapper there in the 35, Chad Little. And the 5 of Ron Hornaday might decide to try to make his own path. Little goes in the middle. That allows Hornaday to get up to 3rd.
Watch the 25 of Park here. 2 laps to go.
42 cuts in front of the 5.
Lap car, lap car, lap car.
The 91. Hut Strickland.
This might not be over.
There's Ron Hornaday going to try to make his move. 42 went with him. Try to throw a block. They're going to go 3 wide for the lead coming into turn 3.
We're coming to the white flag. They're acting like it's the last lap already. Can Hut Strickland pose an issue? Ron Hornaday Jr. in the lead. Harry Gant trying to close in. They'll come out of 4. The start-finish line's not where it usually is in travel. It's all the way down closer to turn 1. Harry Gant right behind him. They'll come out to the white flag here in Talladega. 1 lap to go.
Where are they going to go in comparison to the 91? 91 might be split down the middle. Ron Hornaday prevails.
Oh my goodness. He's got a huge lead. Will they be able to catch back up?
Harry Gant, Johnny Benson Jr. are going to try their damnedest to do so. That's a big gap they got to overcome.
The rookie for Hendrick Motorsports, Ron Hornaday Jr. The team has like, I think 3 or 4 rookies this season. And one of them out front, Harry Gant, the oldest drivers in the field, trying to close in, trying to get back here in time.
Here he is. He's
Will
going
it
to
be
try to go to the
enough for 28?
inside. Not able to clear.
Can't get there. Ron Hornaday Jr. will come through a triumph and coming to a checkered flag. Ron Hornaday Jr. wins it at Talladega. Oh my goodness, what a finish.
That is Talladega.
Oh my goodness.
My hands are sweating after that.
My whole body's sweating.
After all of that,
Ron Hornaday Jr., the first win for Hendrick Motorsports in 1997 after winning the championship last year with Terry Labonte. Ron Hornaday Jr. in the championship-winning car brings your top 10 from Talladega. Your top 10 from Talladega is Ron Hornaday Jr., Harry Gant, Sterling Marlin, Johnny Benson Jr., Steve Park, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Bobby Labonte, Mark Martin, Ted Musgrave, Bobby Hamilton. My goodness.
Shout out to Sadler getting 12th, Suzuki getting 13th, Nemechek getting 14th. Some absolutely great runs for a lot of these drivers. Only one car was out of the race, which is just quite impressive for Talladega, as 29 finished on the lead lap.
Yeah, one car out the race by an engine issue. Only one caution, and it was a single car spin with Jeff Gordon. I don't even know what to say. Like, unbelievable all the way around. But you know what will be unbelievable as well? The Winston next time out, the All Star Race.
We're going to have some fun challenges there as we go through the Winston Open, the Winston Race, for the coveted prize of $1 million. And we'll follow that up with the Coca-Cola 600. All of that happening at Charlotte Motor Speedway, which is its own kind of race. It's the longest race of the year, Darien.
Yeah, longest race of the year in terms of miles. It's gonna be it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's what it is. And today certainly looked like a sprint at the end. I still can't get over it. Congratulations to Ron Hornaday Jr., all of Hendrick Motorsports. An amazing, amazing race here at Talladega today.
Absolutely wonderful stretch of races. Can we see if this momentum can pick up, can carry on? We'll see next time at Charlotte Motor Speedway. For Darien Arnsdorff and Michael Paz, this is the Draft Series Network from Talladega. Congratulations, Ron Hornaday. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.